Hi YouTube, it's Kathy, and this is the start of a whole new type of vlog. I feel like I'm going on another trip. We're not going that far, we're only going to the library, but I'm going to take you along for a very special reason. Over on my Instagram stories, I asked if anyone had any very broad book suggestions. So I was looking for things like more than two people on the cover, or this type of genre, or anything like that. And I got a few answers. And what I'm going to be doing with that is hopefully at least once a month, I'm going to take that prompt, go to the library and see if I can find a book that matches it, and then read that book. I'm hoping by doing this I find things that I never would have heard of otherwise, and I think it's going to be kind of fun. So if you like this idea, give this a big thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions for future scavenger hunts, let me know down in the comments below. There's also a bit of an elephant in the room situation when it comes to me going to the library, because I haven't been there since I found out I no longer work there. Honestly, most of that is because I was away and now I'm back. But yeah, I don't work there anymore, and it's really sad. Obviously, when the entire world shut down, the library shut down as well, and people were being called back by their job class, and then I found out while I was away in August that they're just simply not calling my class back at all. I have a lot of really complex feelings to do with this, but the one that I'm going to focus on is how I'm just sad. I used to be a person that worked at the library. I loved working at the library, and I'm now no longer a person that works at the library. So I'm just sad about it, really. But here we are, we're home, and I have a hold to pick up, so I can't put this off any longer. I'm going to go into the library as just a regular person, not a person that works at the library. But I mentioned before that some lovely people gave me some suggestions, so I'm going to pick one at random from the suggestions and then save the other ones for future rounds of this game should I continue playing it. So here we go. The first one I'm going to pick on this screen is from Alex over at Pucks and Paperbacks, and he asked me a book with your name in the title. Alex, this is gonna be hard. I might not actually find one. I hope that you'll forgive me, and if I don't find one, I will find probably a Kathy Reichs book, so let's not lie, but let's go in and see if I can find a book with my name in the title. It might have to be Catherine. That seems more likely, or even Kate. That's super not my name, so okay, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna try to figure it out. How do I get to the sci-fi? Too bad my name isn't Will. This one technically has my name in the title, but I don't think that this is going to be the book for me. It's gorgeous, but I do not have the setup for quilting. Literally the only other book in this branch that has my name in it. I could also go the full name route with either, well, just this book, because this one is spelled differently, but it feels wrong, and I'm not going to. There's also this iteration of my name, but this feels completely wrong, so even though this looks badass, I'm not going to read it for this challenge. I do love the Bones books, but I cannot remember where I left off, so maybe I'll leave this for another time. So that was actually a lot of fun. I wandered around, I did my thing, I looked for books with my name on them, I picked up the one that you saw me pick up, but then I also saw one of my friends who I used to work with, and then another, and then another, and then another, and at one point it was just me and 4 actual staff members talking and telling them about my trip and catching up on different things, and it was really good to see them all because I really miss seeing them at work all the time. So it's good to know that I can still go back and still chat with people that I genuinely really like, even though I am no longer paid to go there. Hello, it's several days later and a completely different town. I finished the books that I was working on, so now I can finally pick up Kathy Griffin's Celebrity, whatever this is, Celebrity Run-Ins, my A to Z index. It's a very long title. You wouldn't think that that little bubble would be part of the title, but it is, apparently. Anyway, I needed to drive up island to go to a wedding, which I will be doing today, but I figured that since I'm up early, I can start in on this. I'm not even in the same area where this library system is from. I always feel like kind of a badass when I take a library book out of bounds. But yeah, I've got a nice morning coffee. I'm gonna read a little bit of this before I get ready to go to this wedding, which is probably going to be a fairly rainy event, but it should be fine. I'm about 45 pages in, and this really just reminds me of like Forrest Gump, how you saw him in all these different like political or pop culture moments, and it was just funny that he happened to be there for all of them. That's basically Kathy Griffin's life, it seems like. She just knows all of these celebrities and just makes a life of making fun of people and giving them shit, which, good for her, I guess. To prove my point, she even talks about Forrest Gump moments. Alright, I put the book down to go to this wedding. I am wearing the same dress I wore to the BookNet Fest prom because it's cute and it still fits. And I didn't bring a purse because I forgot that that's a thing that people need. So I repurposed this pencil case into a purse. It has literally everything I need. Sunglasses, wallet, a checkbook so I can give the bride and groom some money, my phone, my sunglasses, my lipstick. There's also a scarf in here because it might get cold. Hello, it's a few days later. The wedding was lovely. I'm about 75 pages to the end of this book, and it really is just like stories about random celebrities she met that one time and how she just gave them shit because she's a comic and apparently that's what she does. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stories are entertaining. Some of them are not my type of humor. Let's just leave it at that. But yeah, overall it's an interesting read. Hello! I finished this last night and then failed to tell you about it. So I think that if you're a fan of Kathy Griffin, like, you will probably love this because there's so many different stories of her just bumping into random people you've probably also heard of. There are a few people in here that I hadn't heard of before, but I'm not that huge on celebrity culture, so sometimes that's just a given. However, if you're not really familiar with her, it feels more like self-insert fan fiction where you're the person that just randomly bumps into people, which isn't really fair to her because she's worked very hard in her career to go to all the fancy places to meet all the fancy people, so take that as you will. I don't think I ever would have picked this up had it not been for this challenge, so this challenge did what it was intended to do in getting me to pick up something that I would not have picked up otherwise. So thank you very much for the challenge, Alex, even though it was really hard to get a book with my name in it. If anyone else has any other prompts for books that you would like me to find in my next library scavenger hunt, please leave them down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. If you don't feel like leaving a comment but want to make sure that I know you're here, just leave me an emoji or a smiley face if you happen to be on your keyboard. Some people have asked if there's a way to financially support this channel, so I set up a Ko-fi account, which is a digital tipping service. The link for that is down below, as well as a link to my PayPal and my Amazon wishlist in case you would like to send me a book. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye.